Have you ever been in this situation before? You're assigned a task, but you're not 100% sure how to do it. You decide to ask for help, but the only person who knows how to do said task is on vacation, or worse, has left the company. And of course, you can't find any documentation to help. If you've been in this situation before, you already understand the importance of job aids. Besides saving your sanity, great job aids are invaluable for guiding employees in their day-to-day tasks, which in turn helps improve their job performance. But how can you make a great job aid? And what is or isn't a job aid anyway? Hi, Tess from Vengage here, and today I'm going to go over exactly how to produce powerful, effective job aids that engage employees and look great too, even if you're not a designer. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe and bell button so you never miss any of our helpful design tips and guides. Okay, let's get started. First off, what are job aids? Job aids are simple, clear instructions on how to do a work task. They prevent mistakes in the workplace and remind employees how to complete a task the right way. Job aids are also known as work aids, worksheets, checklists, one-pagers, cheat sheets, or memory joggers. Most of the time, job aids are printed documents, but they can also be digital, like a PDF file or image saved on a computer, a video, or a smartphone app. They're often one-pagers too. Now we know what job aids are, but what isn't a job aid? Here's a small quiz. Say you need to draw a picture you see for the first time. You're provided with colored pencils, paper, a video tutorial on how to draw the picture, and a cheat sheet summarizing the steps you need to take. Which option is a job aid and which ones aren't? Got your answer? You'll find out if it's correct in just a moment. Let's dig into the definition of job aid a little further. A job aid helps remind employees of the right way to complete a task. That means if a document is used to teach someone how to do something they didn't know, it's not a job aid, it's a form of training. So, clue number 1, job aids aren't training, they assist training, thus the term aid. Clue number 2, job aids aren't tools either. Your ergonomic office chair isn't a job aid. So, back to our quiz. You need the tutorial video to learn how to do something you've never done before, which means it's training. Tools like pencils or paper aren't job aids either. So yes, the cheat sheet is the job aid. It supplements training and helps guide you to complete the task. Why create a job aid? Beyond preventing the scenario I talked about earlier, job aids can improve employee performance, and there's data to back that up. Peregrine Performance Group found that employee proficiency went up by 50% when they cut a 1-week training course to a day and added an 8-page job aid. That's because job aids can help employees remember how to do something post-training, solve a complex problem in the moment, and test out new workflows or adapt to other changes. To do this effectively, job aids should be simple, highly relevant to the task at hand, and well-designed. In other words, easy to use. So, let's take a closer look at how to craft an effective job aid. Strong copy and visuals are key when creating a job aid. That said, they're only one part of the process. A truly great job aid should have a specific goal and buy-in from managers. Once created, you should keep testing and iterating until it's perfect. Next, I'll explain how to plan, create, and test your job aids. And I'll provide examples of job aid templates you can create using Vengage as well. If you're not familiar with Vengage, it's a simple design solution anyone can use to create stunning job aids, infographics, presentations, and much more. Quick tip, to find the templates in this video, just click through to the blog post linked in the description box below. Okay, let's get to it. Step 1, gather information and get buy-in. Think of who you're creating the job aid for. An effective job aid will target a specific audience. Is the job aid for C-level executives, entry-level employees, or a role in between? You should also get buy-in from managers. Talk with managers about how you'll introduce the job aid to employees and who will make sure it gets used. Iron out expectations for employees, how and when they should use the job aid, and how they'll receive feedback. Make sure your job aid strategy is aligned with the managers who will enforce it. Getting alignment from the get-go ups the chances your job aid will actually be effective. Step 2, pick a job aid format. The right format for your job aid depends largely on the task at hand. Is it a straightforward task, or does the worker need to make decisions along the way? Should the job aid be in one format, example a checklist or a flowchart, or a combination of both. You can also consider the medium you use for your job aid. Should you use a poster, video, audio, or a handout? At Vengage, we focus on infographics and documents, step-by-step diagrams, checklists, flowcharts, worksheets, and so on. That's the type of job aid I'll talk about today. Let's talk a little more about each of these job aid types. Job aid type number 1, step-by-step job aids. Step-by-step job aids visualize directions and information in a sequence. You should use a step-by-step job aid format if the task is linear with no alternate paths, doesn't require decision-making, or needs to be done in a specific order. Here are some tips to design a successful step-by-step job aid. Add only the most relevant steps to complete the task. Use icons or illustrations as a quick visual reminder of each step. Use the same style of icon or illustration throughout a job aid for visual consistency. Use a different color header or background for each step. Use verbs at the beginning of each subheader. For instance, set goals, create content. Here's a good example. It uses a short introduction to provide context. This intro makes it clear that customer service reps must respond within 24 hours, especially if a review is negative. Step-by-step job aids usually follow a single column top to bottom format. This creates a natural flow that guides the reader easily from step to step. Information should also be organized in the direction we naturally read, which is left to right in Western cultures. Still, you can mix it up by alternating the numbered steps on the right or left, like this. Okay, next type, flowchart job aids. Flowchart job aids help employees make decisions on the job and finish tasks. They may involve certain conditions like yes or no decisions, or if the decisions need to be made in a sequence, and they'll be completed different ways based on each decision. So a few tips for designing flowchart job aids: include a short introduction for context, but only if it's essential. Use short sentences and short words. Make sure there's lots of white space. Contrast alternate paths with different colors, and use bullet points to condense instructions within a note. Flowcharts definitely need to be planned first. Sketch out the number of steps and decide how complex you want it to be. Start from a blank canvas or pick a template that best mirrors the process you want to visualize. Whatever you choose, start the flow in the upper left-hand corner, as that's how people usually read. You can also use contrasting colors to differentiate flows, like the blue and yellow color scheme in this flowchart job aid. Okay, let's talk about checklist job aids next. You should use a checklist job aid format if the task doesn't need to be completed in a certain order, relates to planning, inspecting, or observing, should be performed the same way every time. To design a successful checklist job aid, you should use a verb or action word at the beginning of each checklist item, group different stages in the process by color, or separate checklists into different tables, skip any long words or jargon unless relevant. Optionally, you can add a short intro too. A job aid checklist can be a generalized overview of a long or more detailed process. Try a single column format for higher level overviews. You can add dates or organize by stage, like in this example. Notice how the color coding helps organize the stages visually. Next up, decision table job aids. You should use a decision table job aid format if the task has several variables, doesn't need to be completed in a certain order, has a moderate number of options tied to each variable. To design a successful decision table job aid, remember to stick to essential information only. Just the facts, ma'am. Use bullet points with short words and sentences. Add icons to each section as a quick visual reference. Include a bold header in large font, and use row dividers in different colors to help break up sections. With decision tables, remember that color is key. Case in point, a gradient from green, little risk, to red, high risk, really drives home the message in this example. Icons also help support the message. Here you could swap the icons to symbolize the category or identify the type of risk involved. All right, next up, reference guide job aids. Reference guide job aids deliver information employees need to finish a task. You should use a reference guide format if the task doesn't need to be done in a certain order, or involves data an employee needs to refer to. Here are some tips to design a successful reference guide job aid. Use simple icons or illustrations to support your message. Use the same style of graphics throughout. Use white space to avoid overwhelming the reader with information. Break out the information into easy to digest chunks, and use short sentences and words. Infographics really shine as reference guides. They're clear, visual, and easy to follow. Here's an example of a well-designed reference guide in infographic form. So you may have noticed I've recommended using icons in several of these job aid formats. That's because icons help with comprehension and make your job aids more accessible, not to mention engaging. Basically, symbols help those with different learning styles better understand your job aid. Also, on the theme of accessibility, make sure any text is at a 6th grade reading level. You can use a free tool like the Hemingway app to check this. You'll also want to prioritize legibility over fancy design with your fonts. Here's a good example of a job aid with a simple gray background and easy to read sans serif font choices. That wraps up our options for job aid formats. Now on to step 3, writing the job aid. Job aids are instructions, so stick with short sentences that start with an action verb. You want to instruct the employee exactly what to do. Be direct. For example, enter your company email address and password. Click on time off in the left navigation bar. Press 5 when prompted. Wipe down your hot desk with the provided disinfectant at the end of the day. Print out the past call log. Simple. Once you've written your job aid, the last step is to test it in the real world. Before you release it into the wild, test out a prototype. Include copy and a simple design only. Give it to a few people who'd actually use it on the job. Observe them using it, if possible. I know, a little bit creepy. Get feedback and revise the job aid until it's as effective as it can be. You can run a survey to get feedback with questions like, were any steps unclear? Were you unsure about anything? Were any steps out of order? Were the steps easy to follow? Did you need more information at any point, or was there too much information? And was anything not covered? Then, present your findings to your team or decision makers. Make sure you get sign-off from managers or other stakeholders too. Their buy-in will make sure your job aid is actually used the way it was intended. How do you prove the effectiveness of your job aid? Some good markers include customer satisfaction scores improving, tasks being completed with more accuracy, managers getting fewer repetitive questions from employees, employees reporting significant knowledge and skill gains in surveys, and of course, productivity increases. Okay, now you know how to create a job aid, but I know that was a lot of information, so if you need a memory jogger, here's a job aid on the topic. I know, so meta. As we've seen, Venngage has many job aid templates you can customize for your needs. To find a template, simply search for job aid on our templates page, or for a specific format like step-by-step, flowchart, etc. And remember, you can find all the templates in this video by visiting the blog in the description box below. You can then swap in your content and edit the style as you see fit. There you have it, a comprehensive guide on how to create a job aid with a job aid to accompany it. If you have any questions about job aids or using Venngage to create them, let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a quick thumbs up. Plus, final reminder to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new video. Okay, that's it for today. See you next time.